Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Greg Chadwick. I am the founder of Chadwick Digital, and we're an NDIS provider, strategic marketing agency, and website design agency. And we've really done really well in the web design space over the last couple of years because we primarily focus on working with NDIS providers. We don't work with anyone else in the industry, so we've gotten really good at creating a framework and a foundation for providers that is repeatable, and we're able to get the same kind of results. So today I just really wanted to take you over some of the examples of some websites that I've done, and while we do that, I want you to keep in mind that each one of these websites have been created over a 1 hour discovery call that we've done, and we've tinkered with them over time, over about a 4-week period, where I send it back to them, they do reviews, they send it back to me, send it back, and we keep doing corrections until they're 100% happy. So what that means is that it's individualized for each person. So some people might work with young children, so you see some kind of childish kind of looking websites, and you'll see some more professional websites, and everything in between. All right, so I just wanted to start out let you see some social proof here. We've got a whole bunch of reviews. I thought I'd just put it on a page of a bunch of different platforms where people have had some really great results so far. No bad reviews, everything's been 5 stars, and that's the way we want to keep it. I'm a big believer of being an over-deliverer. If you're not already aware, we're a not-for-profit disability charity, so everything that we earn and everything that happens, we put it back into the disability sector and back into helping NDIS providers to really help as many participants as they can. So moving on to our first website. So what our framework is here, I'm just going to minimize myself a little bit. So what our framework is here, we really want to start at the top of this website every time. This is where we're going to land. A visitor is going to land on our page, and it's called an above the fold section. So the above the fold section really has to identify who your ideal client is. Now, for myself, for the disability service that I own, so I'm also the owner of Simply Stronger Supports here on the Gold Coast, and we focus on working with young men between the ages of 18 and 35 who live with autism and intellectual disability. So very, very clear on my proposition of value, and that's what we're looking at here. It doesn't have to say we work with a certain age group or whatever, but really just making sure that when we're creating our proposition of value, that the person who is landing on this page knows that they're in the right place, because statistically 55% of people will leave your website within the first 15 minutes if they within the first 15 seconds if they don't know that they're in the right spot. So the other thing we're doing here is that we're looking at the target demographic. You can see there's a carer, support worker up there doing some kind of community access with a person who's living with a disability. So the big smiles, the participants able to put themselves into that position, the support coordinator is able to see that these guys actually care, that they're doing a job. This sort of stuff starts to build trust, and we're starting to work our way up to creating a trust sequence or a nurture sequence to encourage somebody to take action in order to get a high converting website. Okay, so this is going to be our main priority, is building trust and authority within our niche or within the disability sector, whether that be content or whatever it is. So we can see here, first of all, you have to say NDIS. It has to be in big letters, so that people know this is an NDIS website straight away. If they don't know that, then you're in trouble. We've got our branding up the top left, all that sort of stuff, and you can see we've got a whole bunch of pages, what looks like a whole bunch of pages anyway. But I'm not a big believer in an about section, because these days people, if they go to a whole bunch of different pages, there's a big percentage of people that will leave your website before they actually get to retain any kind of information about yourself. So rather than creating an about page, we create an about section where we really start to talk about results and the benefits that people are going to get, because people pay for results. If you can't get someone a result, if someone comes to you and they're suffering and they need some support around social anxiety, and you can't provide that support around maybe helping them get back into community and social anxiety, that sort of thing, you're probably going to have a quite large churn rate, and they're going to leave pretty soon. So our next section, if I click the about section, it takes me down to something about us, and we have our 4 core principles here. 4 core principles that your business is going to run off. And then we start to elaborate on that, and it really it shows the benefits stronger emphasis on person-centered support, continuity of care, positive down-to-earth people, and here participants and support work, personal matching. These people really wanted to make sure that they match their support staff with the right kind of participants, so that you're not going to go put maybe someone who's in their older years, who's a support worker, with someone who's really young and is out there kicking the football and like, hey, I want to really kick the football, and she's like, no, sorry, I need to go have a cigarette. So that sort of thing. Now if we scroll down, so you can see we're doing a bit of a nurture sequence here. We've built a bit of trust, we've shown them results, then we scroll down and we're looking at what our clients are going to say. So this is a bit of social proof. If you don't already have one, I recommend going and getting a Google Business Profile so you can get Google reviews like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a participant. It could be a support coordinator that you maybe had a good experience. Maybe it's a colleague from your last job. Once you just have to really get somebody to write you a reference. So a really short reference here to build some proof and some social trust, because 95% of people on the internet, there was a study done recently, that they will read a Google review before they actually choose to buy a service or buy a product online. So how important is that? 95% of people. That is a massive, massive amount of the market. All right, so then we can go down and look at our services that we're actually looking to provide. A lot of our core services here, depending on what you're going to provide. And if we were to click here on the Read More section, it will go over to our services page. And I'll show you some examples of that on some other websites in a second. And then here we've got a staff section, where we talk a little bit about the staff and what they're involved. And usually here, which we didn't do on this website because they didn't want to have it, but you can have a story about the founders. So let's see if I've got a story about a founder here on Life's Purpose. If we scroll down, they've got a founder section here, Rawa, and she's got her story there. This sort of stuff really starts to build personalized story. I don't know if you've heard of story marketing, but this sort of stuff can really help to build some trust and authority within your niche, within who the person is that is actually running this joint. So, and we've got a lot of the similar stuff up here. If I was to click on testimonials, boom, it takes me to the testimonial section. So while this, and if you were to go hire somebody, let's say overseas or whoever that is, they're going to say, yeah, I'll build you a 15-page website. But that's not a really good idea in this industry, because our focus is to really try and create some trust as quick as possible. And get someone to take action as quick as possible. We don't want them going to 100 different pages and looking at what's I'll show you. If I was to click on, let's see we've got our services. I'm going to click on personal care. It's going to take me over to the personal care section, and my website, my internet's running slow. The website's not actually that slow, because I've got a lot of services running in the camera and that sort of stuff. So that took me to our personal care section, but we're actually on the services page. So we're on the services page, and we can see here, okay, in-home care, cool. Now I can scroll, oh, they actually do community access. Oh, they do support independently well. Geez, these guys do a whole heap of stuff. And then we can look at the fees and charges down, or sometimes on another page we do fees and charges and that sort of stuff. But and we got our group programs, that sort of thing. Now these guys are really cool, because what they did, they actually have some programs that help them stand out from the crowd. So I'm going to take you back to the homepage, and this is what I recommend. If you've got some kind of program or service that helps you stand out from the crowd, we need to highlight that sort of stuff. So there's two programs here. One's their teen social night, the other one's their Lego group therapy, and these are things that are going to help them come out of that barrel of competition and actually start to leverage who they are and their uniqueness. You can see, obviously, this is their target demographic. So we know that this is who they're going to become an expert on or an authority on, and this sort of thing. So niching down and finding your micro niches within your niche can be really effective at times. Now, there's probably three common mistakes that I see providers make when they're creating their first website. So one would be just basically creating an online business card. So whether they're going to do it themselves or they hire someone from overseas or someone random to just go, yeah, I can build a website, cool, I got to put it up in a couple of days, and it really has no substance to it. You're just creating an online business card, and the point of that it actually hurts you more than it helps you. If a support coordinator is going to come to this website, or if somebody comes to this website and really doesn't speak the language, they're just going to literally scroll down to the next listing in Google because they don't feel anything from you. This is just an online business card. They can't see that you understand the NDIS framework. They can't see that you understand the language. There's a lot of languages here, and it's not just languages within text. It's languages within the images, languages within the nurture sequence, languages within trust and authority. Okay, so building a website from someone who really doesn't understand this industry can be actually detrimental, and a lot of the people that I work with are people that are coming to me after they've had this experience, and they say, can you do me a redesign? Sorry, I need to get some water. Talking too much, but thanks for sticking with me. I'm nearly finished. So can you do me a redesign? I'll show you another website while we're talking. Here's another one that we did. It's got some cool little graphics. And when they ask me, I say, look, we have to redo this whole thing again. I can't just kind of fix up what they've done. So, they end up spending more money than needed to, but it's necessary. So another thing that when you build a website, it really shows that you don't know and you don't understand the language. So we put a lot of emphasis into portraying my 17 years of industry experience. If I didn't already tell you, I've been in the industry for 17 years, and I've been a web designer and a digital marketer and a copywriter for the last 14 years. So we really put a lot of emphasis into making sure that we understand the NDIS framework, making sure that it's person-centered, that it's people living with a disability, that we're talking, we're really starting to talk the language, having all the core supports on there. And it's not just talking language, but during our 1 hour discovery call, we pull out the uniqueness of who you are and your beliefs and your traits, and we combine that with the NDIS framework to be able to make something that's really special. Okay, and that's what we believe, and I believe that if you're interested in working with us, this is something that we can do. And if you are interested, let's jump on a phone call, and I'll give you a free 20-minute strategy session, and we can talk about these sorts of things. You can ask me any questions that you'd like, and I can write you up a proposal after that to give you and let me know a little bit more about your business and what you want. So if you're interested in that, definitely get on touch with us. And the last thing that I want to tell you about, the third thing, is that it doesn't help you build trust and authority. Okay, so if your website is something that's just something that you've made and whatever, you need to have this nurture sequence of trust and authority that I was telling you about. That if we go over to Hartley's here. So the great thing about Hartley's is, okay, so we got some slides here. You can see that this is not a stock image. So sometimes stock images are necessary. You have to have a stock image because you don't already have these images. And it's not. This isn't like a million times quality, but that's the beauty of it. People can see that you're a real person, and we've been able to utilize some images that are actually of these people, and these guys are doing really, really well. Okay, I can't stress enough that these are human beings, and this is a relationship-driven industry. If you can get some things that aren't stock images, then do it. If not, we try and imitate it as much as we can. You can see here they've got like a selfie. We try and make it look like these are actual real people's real situations, that sort of thing. The stock images, they're very well defined, and you can often see that there's had a lot of work done in Photoshop. But every image that we use are paid images, so we're not one of those people that go out and use all those free images and you see all these similar kind of images around the place. So we actually pay for the license. So once this website's done, that is your license. You have possession of that image and can use that however you want. So I hope that's been helpful. I don't think I've missed anything. If you want to, like I said, schedule a strategy call, Chadwick Digital is our name. If you want to Google me, do some research, do some stalking, look me up. I got a Facebook page, YouTube. I got heaps of stuff on YouTube if you're looking to get NDIS clients. Like I said, I'm a marketing strategist, not just web design. So I work with providers to actually help them get clients after we have secured your trust and authority on this level. So I appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. I really want to help you, and I want to help as many participants as I can. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.